Okay.
Call this meeting to order. We begin this meeting by acknowledging that we are on a land that is being inhabited by the Anishinaabe nations. We would like to acknowledge that the land on which we gather is traditional territory of the Sables-Spanish. We would like to give thanks for sharing this land. Whereas there is a former council president at time of 6 p.m. to be resolved this regular meeting of the open for business at the Massey District Community Center and Marina, and the minutes of the regular meeting of August 10, 2022 be approved. Anyone second it? Pat, here. Kevin, all in favor? Carried. Be resolved the following added to the regular agenda there, C2, Algoma Front Street, Water Lane Replacement Project, progress payment number 1. Over the seconder. Dale and Factor, all in favor? Carried.
So this is just a follow-up from our last meeting, how I would present my quarterly report in the format. So, and I made notes on everything that I thought council might have a question on at this time, but if there's more questions, I'm happy to answer them. And just wanted some feedback on how you felt about these reports. Like, is that, will that give suffice information? Did you like it? You don't like it like that?
All you added was the note section?
Yeah, or even just the format I'm giving it to you, and too confusing, but it's okay, or?
I would suggest on the note section, when you make a note in there, you put the date in. That's
Okay.
I suggest.
Okay.
Because if you
Or
got
date
two
the
notes.
report maybe?
Yeah, the date,
Well,
yeah.
because I do put at the top, it's Q2, right, so then.
Yeah, but say in your note section, you have 3 different notes. You put one in January.
Gotcha, when I
Yeah.
add to it,
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
That's just a suggestion.
No, that's a good suggestion, thanks. Because, yeah, as we go on, it'll build up, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
In regards to the deficit, you got that at the end there. Does that include that 20,000 plus there for tomatoes? You got any good there?
That's where we are at right today, yes.
Okay. Because
Well,
there's a few in the red there.
That's our budget.
Okay.
Yes, so yeah, when you see in the red, but the overall surplus, we're still in a surplus situation right now, but year-end reconciliation doesn't have.
Yeah, but that 440 doesn't include, will be added to like something, 466 there, plus all these other ones over.
Yeah.
Because there's the fires over.
Yeah, we keep going over,
Yeah.
but for the stuff that doesn't go over.
Yeah.
Yeah. But did you like that, the capital, so it showed you where,
Yeah.
what we came in at? Yeah, I thought that was a better format to see that.
And in regards to the capital that we get there, should there not be a sheet there saying how much capital we get every year and what we got it for at the start?
For our capital budget.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did that in finance.
Okay.
Yeah, you would have got that at the end of our budget thing. So this was just a reformat of that list to update costs and stuff. But that was all the stuff we had in our capital budget.
Anybody got any other concerns?
As long as the pages are known, but it's what I've slipped on.
You want to comment anybody here? No. Okay, be it resolved, the treasurer's second and quarterly report be accepted. You want to second it? Back here. And Kim here, all in favor?
Next is the updated asset management plan.
So I had mentioned, I think a few meetings ago, that we were pretty much ready to receive the draft. So this is our updated plan. So we're in compliance with the ORA, everything. It's a pretty extensive document to read through. So going forward, like, there are more deadlines and requirements we have to meet as far as our asset management goes. So it's a continuing. So we've already applied for funding, for a second round of funding, to continue this to meet our next requirement in 2024. And as they say, all the data in here is, it's live and we're always updating it. That's how, because all of these fancy graphs and stats and stuff, this is all actually housed in our citywide asset management software. So at any time, I could reproduce these kind of stuff for our budgeting and planning and stuff like that. So we did a lot of work on the data to get it back to where it needed to be and stuff. So.
And that's what the government looks like there when you have to grants.
It's required for our funding, a lot of our funding and stuff, we're required to have an updated AMP, so, yeah, absolutely.
There is a lot of good information in there.
Interesting.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
When I was reading that, I was thinking, I don't think we do, but I thought our department heads, like, the public works, should read that document as well, too.
Yes.
Boy, it's just so much information there.
Well, one of our
Put the pieces of the
yeah.
puzzle together, right?
One of our recommendations or whatever in the presentation, I gave you the presentation because I didn't feel they needed to come to present at all, but they highlight the key points, right?
Yeah.
But one of their recommendations is to try to get more of the staff, like you said, they need to be more involved in this.
Yeah.
Not only read it, I need,
We provide.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was. So this one is kind of like, so what we really have to do is just keep updating this format. It looks totally different than our current one because that one was from 2015. So we haven't done anything with it for a long time. But this one kind of just evolves, like I said, with the data within the AMP. So.
And it does show you what to look for 10 years down the road, eh?
That's right. And our 20-year strategy and how much we should be increasing in our rates to fund our capital assets, right? So, I like the very first page, the key statistics. It's right there, right? Right in front of you.
Yeah, right in front of you.
Yeah, because see, so for the percentage of our assets with condition data, that plays a big role within the report. And we're at 55%. So as we get more of our condition assessments going and stuff with public works and everything, we get to update this, right? And then it helps other things not look better, but are better in a better state. So we can only go with what we have right now, so. Any questions?
Be resolved the updated 2022 asset management plan of the Township of Sables-Spanish River be accepted. Moved by Dale and Kimmer, all in favor?
The next item is the building department report. So this is just basically a snapshot of what's happened to date. If there's any questions, I can try to, but it's just, it's very basic. If there's more information you want on this report, we can try to incorporate as best we can, but you'll see the value of the permits that we've issued. New buildings for residents, we're already up to 12 residences, and I would assume that would include seasonal as well as year-round. And 23 accessory and 30 renovation permits and 4 demo.
So this construction value, that's after the construction is done, what the appraised value would be?
No, that's our formula that we use to come up with the permit value. So based on square footage, we have a flat rate per square footage to come up with a value of the construction. So they're not actual, like if people were to actually put in what it costs them to build a house, I'm sure it's much more than what we're basing our square footage and our flat rates almost.
But nobody really knows
But-
it because it's material that
Exactly.
changes everything.
Yeah.
You don't really get the system.
Yeah.
It says prior to year old, 135 of the files closed. How many more is there standing here?
There, I can get that,
That's-
I have to count the drawers.
That's it.
I know Jeff has been, over the winter, he spent a lot of time going through and closing, that's why that number is 135 that he closed. He went through the bigger ones, he followed up with, and got people to do the inspections, but others that were simple things that there's no way he can tell, siding, things like that. He just closed them as no final inspection, and we filed them, so that's that 135. So I don't know what we've got left in the drawer for outs, that's beyond at least 2 years, 1 to 2 years.
And how long is your commitment?
They're only good for 1 year.
Did you get extended for a year?
Yes,
Yes.
depending, at a time, so depending how much work you've got left to do, extends for another year, and,
There's only one new nose public. I don't know, if you, May, June, July,
yeah.
I don't see 9.
Why does it say 12?
Well, there's 1 in January, 2 in May, 3 in June, and 3 in July.
So that's 9.
Maybe 6, 7, oh, I don't know where, okay, I'll have to ask Amanda where she got 12, unless she missed something, extending it over, like maybe extending it.
Same with the accessory. There's only 11, it
Yeah.
says 23.
Okay, I'll ask her about that.
Okay.
Sorry.
I mean, this is a good snapshot
Yeah.
for us. We can, if we want more, we can always ask.
Yes. I mean, and this is good to do as well, because when it comes to the end of the year, when Booth is doing the financial information return, a lot of this data we have to capture. So if we're updating this, it'll be much easier at the end of the year to say, oh, well, I already know how many, within, and I think maybe we'll split the residences between seasonal and year-round, because on the FIR, they ask for, they don't want to know seasonal, right? They want to know year-round. It is, actually.
Again, I'm not speaking on the dates, but we should have the dates on the top of this one as well.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because it goes to July, so that's,
Yeah,
yeah.
we're going to be doing it. every
See,
month.
we did a catch-up, because this is the first month of the year. So the next one will be, we'll maybe name it, like we'll try to do them quarterly, like anything else. And so it'll be, the next one will be the third quarter report,
Yeah.
ending September 30th. You get it in October.
Yeah.
And if there's more contractors there to build there, there'll be more capacity.
Exactly.
There's still materials that are out of that.
Okay, be it resolved that the building inspector report of July 2022 be accepted or presented. Any concern? Moved by Kevin, second by Edie, all in favor?
I put a Public Works meeting schedule on here just to be sure that I didn't forget to ask that we do have one for September. Dale Jacques brought me a list of items for your next meeting, because that's important. There are some things about winter maintenance needs to be discussed. And there's quite a few things to be updated, projects that Dale has asked to come along. So that's good. So that's the only reason I have that on there, is to be sure that September 7th is that meeting.
I'd like to ask that we have here,
And you want to hear from him?
just because the COVID numbers are getting scary
Yeah.
again.
That shouldn't be an issue. I'll make sure Sean. Also on the 7th, just a reminder to the mayor or deputy mayor that we're having our emergency plan meeting. We need fire chief, public works, myself, and the mayor or designate have to be in attendance, so we're in compliance for that emergency plan. I mean, it's at 10 a.m., should last till 12 on September 7th. We added the progress payment for JI to the agenda, and this is just to approve the payment.
Is there any concerns?
No, I think things are going well. They've found some things that aren't on the maps, as we always do, and it's an old infrastructure that they're digging up.
And is the mapping being done there for the map?
It had better be, because
Well, that's what we
yeah,
want to make sure.
yeah.
What's that list?
The mapping there, the new system has to be accurate there. So we have rate that was after, we know where we're going.
Jacques was in contact face-to-face with me yesterday.
Any other concerns? Be it resolved that attached progress payment number 1 in favor of JI Enterprises in the amount of $29,984.55 from including HST for the Roman Front Street water main replacement project we approved. Moved by Dale there, second by Patrick, all in favor? Carried.
Next is a request to receive from Friends of the Mount Park to hold a jack-o'-lantern walk in October for Halloween. I'm not sure if council, I've left the option open if we want to give a donation towards this. There is quite a bit in the council donation budget. That's budget of 20,000. I think it's sitting around 6 is what we've given in donations so far this year. So if you want to do $100 or
What did they give last year?
this is the first time, first time event. So they're putting it on. They're looking to give some prizes in that. So
they want to buy prizes with the money?
well,
or
they're
is-
going to. They didn't ask for a donation. They just want to advise us of the event. So I have that, to see if council has any objection to them using the health park. And I just thought if council wanted to give a donation, that's an option. If you don't, they're not asking for one. They're going to go to the businesses and ask for
And
one.
this whole thing is
All by
starting this year?
Yes.
And
Yeah.
what date is it at?
They are
October
doing,
15th.
yeah, the 15th, that's a Saturday from 4 till 7 p.m.
I'd like to see us give some.
Yeah, they're going to do pumpkin carving and decorating, and then they'll be able to, people will judge their pumpkins.
So that's a Saturday? right?
It's a Saturday, yeah.
Other things that work with pumpkin. To enter, all you can do is bring your pumpkin and a non-perishable food item.
Support the event, yeah. Yeah.
So has everybody got a number?
400.
I'll say. I
Well,
was between,
that way they don't have to go
Yeah.
and bother the merchants who already suck
Strapped.
They're struggling at all.
I was thinking between 3 and 5.
Oh,
Right in the middle.
Okay, be it resolved that no objection to the Friends of the Remote Park holding a jack-o'-lantern walk at the Remote Park on Saturday, October 15, 2022, and that we provide a donation of $400 to assist with prices. Moved by Dale, and second by Patrick. All in favor?
and maybe could you put in your, when you're sending them the note, that maybe if they can leave the merchants alone, that would be,
Sure.
we would appreciate it.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, maybe the merchants only want to get something.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Next item is the flower tender. Amanda had sent these out, and we only received the one back from Martin's Family Farm. We did the flowers this year, the last couple of years, actually. It's just a motion to approve that, to award that tender.
Did they get any problems with it? Okay, be it resolved that 2023 flower tender be awarded to Martin Family Farm at a bid price of $1,610 plus applicable taxes and patent and ED. All in favor? Carried.
Anything else for the regular agenda? We have closed session next.
Before we go into closed session, you ready for anything?
Sorry?
Before we go into closed session, you got anything there you want to bring forward here?
It's just that schedule for the public works, I'd like to remain here,
Yeah,
while
okay.
we watch these numbers fly or slow down.
I'll make sure, I'll check with Sean, make sure it's available.
At our next council
Yeah.
meeting, maybe, so, please.
Did you start that water treatment plant? The roof?
It's, they were talking,
It's like very close. The
Yeah.
next couple weeks.
because I know
to say.
Jacques was going into the
That
roof
is
and
right.
trees, so that when he does start, so it's like, yeah, he's just about ready to start that, yeah.
Cleared
So
out
like
some
a little job,
edges, some headphones,
Yeah.
and they're ready, and it's supposed to be any day now. And it's the same firm that did the garage rental in the south yard. So it's something we're familiar with. They did
Bobby?
Workman Wilkins. That our guys that do that?
Yeah. It's done.
That's, yeah, looks really,
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure it's our guys.
Yeah. It's really talking about that last
Yeah,
fall.
yeah.
I may as well throw it there, the water, the Walford Community Center. Didn't see any digging or anything, so still same game.
Jacques was only in on last Monday, and I briefly mentioned it to him, and he was off the rest of the week, and then and I know Trevor's been tied up with that water main replacement. So, and I didn't think to ask him this week when I've seen Jacques as to what they're going to do, because they were supposed to do some more investigating.
Yeah.
Is that the grindings we're talking about?
No.
No.
There's like, the ground is sinking in front of fire doors at Station 1. And so the parking lot, there's something going on, some undermining, just concerned that it's undermining maybe the floor. It may not be, but some drainage, so we need to dig and see what's going on. And maybe a match or something.
Bobby? Do you know what could be going on in front of them doors here?
I think the top of the slab broke off. And it's just filling the blocks. Enough to be dug out to see what's wrong there, but then recap it probably, or fill it right full or something.
Yeah, Jacques thought maybe extending the concrete in front.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You have to dig it up and see what's broken underneath.
Yeah.
Imagine digging up the front door and see what's broken. I think it's just broke the top off and driving over the edge all the time. And it's leaking down the blocks. But until you dig it up, you don't know what's actually there.
Yeah, when it's good, we had it in winter, so.
Yeah, that's what I see.
Well, I mean, if you love it, you're going to dig it up, you're going to know very quick.
Yeah,
It's, maybe that part will, you know.
Any more word on the Colorado Bridge?
Yes, they got I had that email from Dave Spotchek today. They've got the geotechnical information. They're going to put that all together and should be able to put up the tenders next week. Yeah.
okay, be resolved, move into closed session at 6:22 PM pursuant to section 239-2-B of the Municipal Act to consider personal matters about identifiable individuals, including municipal and local board employees, respecting employees. Move to second. Kim and Kevin, all in favor?
Oh, yeah.
Back on.
Yes.
Yes, in regards to closed session, there's a resolution coming forward here. Be it resolved, the council directs the fire chief to refrain from bringing vehicles to each station for training as it leaves areas of our township without fire protection. You want to second here? Kevin here? Tim here? All in favor? Sure. And you will get in there to check that truck here?
Yeah.
Anything else on that? Okay, be it resolved, the time is 9:22, and this meeting be adjourned until the next regular meeting of the College Church. Move to secretary. Tim and Patrick, all in favor?
Thanks, everyone.
You.
Yeah. Well, maybe we catch the last 2 minutes.
What's that?
Maybe we'll catch